Base 44 super agents, the next thing you can't live without. Clearing up your email, scheduling meetings, and delivering a brief before you finished your morning coffee. Time to update what you think is possible. Base 44.
Good evening, I'm Juliette Dragus, and we are getting election results across Michigan tonight.
You got 40% in that. A little bit more has come in. She's leading it by just under 9 points over Al Sayed. You know, can she get a big number, like a monster number out of Flint? Not implausible, given, the support I think she clearly has with black voters that we've seen in Detroit and, Flint, high black population. This is the second highest concentration of black residents of any county in Michigan. But ultimately, this is, this is a small, it's a big county on the map. It's small compared to Wayne. It's going to produce about a fifth, a sixth of the votes statewide that Wayne is going to. So, if Stevens gets a big number out of Flint, if she gets out of Genesee with a double-digit margin, we're talking 4,000 vote plurality extra, 5,000, 3,500 extra additional to what you see right now, plurality out of Genesee County maybe. What would that do? Well, again, like that might take off, I say 30,000 and change for El Sayed statewide. That might take off the and change. Okay, that's the effect of having and that's one of the brightest potential spots for her that's left on the map. Saginaw County, as we said, we're sitting at 71%. Is a good number for Stevens out of there. This is one of the places where I think so far at least she's getting a good number. Adam is sending me another note now that he's reviewed my note, and so we are agreed on that. And so it's come around to this point where you're looking at Wayne County and you're looking at a question that's a little different than the one that we posed at the start of the night, where we said at the start of the night, can Stevens hit these sort of benchmarks all around the place to get in a place where Detroit can win this for her, right? Okay, Detroit has largely come and gone. There may be, we're trying to find out if there are a few more votes left in Detroit, but most of Detroit is in. Stevens has won it looks like by just under 30 points. Okay, so it's a big margin for her there, but we thought looking at Wayne, that would be as good as it gets for her there, okay? And as you can see, if Detroit is basically done, she still finds herself down by this margin statewide. So there is a separate additional question though, and this is what we've been talking about for the last 30 minutes or hour or so. What we're trying to get a handle on is there outside of Detroit, outside of Dearborn Heights, Hamtramck, these are the sort of the cities in Wayne that get the most attention. Again, Dearborn being by far the strongest, for Al Sayed.
How the hell is he losing fucking the county with Dearborn, bro? You know how many Arabs are in Dearborn? What the hell?
Detroit being the strongest for Stevens. Are there other big townships there, cities, municipalities, where Stevens might perform surprisingly well, okay? Because I say that particularly about Wayne because they're so big. There are still so many votes to come out of Wayne County. Like if you just look at the expected vote that's left in our system, let me call it up right now. We still think there are 140,000 votes that are left out of Wayne County, okay? So, Stevens is leading, now it's an 8-point margin in the county right now across everything, aggregated together. If in that 140,000 remaining votes, there are some, there are some very strong areas for her. Look, if she wins, the math, right? If she wins 140,000 remaining votes, if she wins it by 10 points, she nets 14,000 additional votes. If she wins it by 15 points, right, she nets an additional 21,000 votes. 10 points, 15 points, 14,000, 21,000. Well, then apply that statewide. If she could knock 21, if she could knock 20,000 off.
I will continue to fight for the people of Israel. I will continue to fight for Israel's existence. Israel comes to me in my dreams. I see Israel's future, and I know that Israel will continue to exist for the Jewish people. Israel. I will continue to fight for Israel's existence. Israel comes to me in my dreams. I see Israel's future, and I know that Israel will continue to exist for the Jewish people. I will continue to fight for the people of Israel. I will continue to fight for Israel's existence. Israel comes to me in my dreams. I see Israel's future, and I know that Israel will continue to exist for the Jewish people. I will continue to fight for the people of Israel. I will continue to fight for Israel's existence. Israel comes to me in my dreams. I see Israel's future, and I know that Israel will continue to exist for the Jewish people. I will continue to fight for the people of Israel. I will continue to fight for Israel's existence. Israel comes to me in my dreams. I see Israel's future, and I know that Israel will continue to exist for the Jewish people. I will continue to fight for the people of Israel. I will continue to fight for Israel's existence. Israel comes to me in my dreams. I see Israel's future, and I know that Israel will continue to exist for the Jewish people. I will continue.
So our mission is to enable the one-person billion-dollar company and enable anybody to start a business. The idea is that if someone were to wake up one day and have an idea, by the end of that day, they can have a real, actual functioning business. So far, we haven't seen anything that helps people like this. You can go incorporate companies with software, you can run different pieces of them, but you can't legitimately wake up on like Friday morning and by the end of the day on Friday, have a business. We're changing that.
Websites your competitors don't want you to know, part 2. All you do is go to this website, and it lets you find out exactly.
So if that combination of sort of a big number out of Flint, additional support, additional numbers for out of Macomb, but it's going to be some kind of, it would have to be some kind of surprise I think, in Wayne. That is the thing. It's some strength that maybe wasn't, expected ahead of time. And the other thing is, as we say, that it's going to offset this a little bit from the Al Sayed standpoint is Ingham County. Okay, the state capital, Lansing, East Lansing, Michigan State University, where we're now over half the vote. He's beating Stevens 2-1 here. Even if this remaining vote is Stevens friendly, I think overall what's to come is still going to help Al Sayed here, right? So he's got more to come there. And why do I keep hitting Jackson County? This is what I want to keep hitting. And Washtenaw County, where you've got that, I keep talking about it, that we think late vote by mail batch from the city of Ann Arbor. That would be the other thing that I think would need to be a surprise here, right? I'm saying Wayne needs to produce some kind of surprise. I think the other thing that would have to happen maybe would be that vote by mail in Washtenaw being, I know we say Stevens is doing well with the vote by mail, but in Washtenaw doing well in the vote by mail is probably only losing by a smaller margin than win it by a substantial margin. From Ann Arbor, it seems very, very unlikely when you just think about what Ann Arbor is politically and sort of the ideological break between these two candidates. It's hard to imagine, but that's the kind of thing. Those are the places where the big batches of votes are. There are a lot of other votes out there. A lot of that is kind of scattered. You're just kind of going through. These are small counties, but, it's still got a third of the vote here, in Roscommon County, we're at 88%. That's actually a fair amount. We took you through Mecosta. Trying to show you there's a scattering, and I'm giving you ones that actually are pretty complete. But there are still obviously a lot left to be at 71%. But, again, Wayne, we think 160,000. How much? That is 35-40% of what we think is left statewide. That's why I'm saying a surprise, a surprise from Wayne. Wayne, the next biggest piece of it is what's to come in Macomb, where incrementally, Stevens might be able to make some gains there with what's left to come. And then the next biggest piece is Genesee, where, again, Flint, she can make gains there. But then right after that, you got Ingham. And right after that, you got Washtenaw. Those are the biggest, right there. If I just take those 20, 45, 81, 142. Yeah. Now we're getting to like 70% of the remaining vote in the state. And then you do get into a lot of counties where there's 1,000 here, 3,200 there, 3,400 there. So, and we did just get something meaningful. What was it?
We got Marquette County.
We did.
Recent one, yeah.
I get to talk about Marquette. Wow. Marquette, home of Northern Michigan University. It is honestly, if I could take a point of personal privilege, one of my favorite places on the planet. We got Marquette all at once. This is like the capital. Think of this as the capital of the UP. Big for the UP, college town. It's complete. I think it's not a surprise Al Sayed won here, but we can show you our benchmarks anyway. Whitmer was 48 here in 2018. Biden got 50 here in 2020. Clinton 36%. But it's just one of those places where you've seen a lot of this tonight, where this isn't the biggest one, but the ones that you say aren't the biggest ones collectively do add up, and you're seeing it again here. 48, 50, 36, right? And again, this is a college outdoorsy. It's right on Lake Superior, community. Again, not a surprise. We knew Stevens probably would struggle here, but she would want to be in the mid. She'd want to be mid 40s. She'd want to be upper 40s. She lands 36. You've heard me say that more than once tonight in a lot of these counties. Let's take a look. Maybe I can show you some other. Was there anything else big that just came in? I know that was about 12,000 votes, so that might have been what. In fact, that was right because he.
Yeah, that was
2,800, and he went up to that was basically what just happened there. So that's what just happened now. So I sit here talking about what the city of Flint could do for Stevens. Could be thousands of votes. Way up in the UP, the city of Marquette, right, just gave Al Sayed a couple thousand vote pad plurality over Stevens, right? I'm just going to look. I want to just show you a couple more of these basically completed, basically completed and of at least medium size. I think that's a good way to kind of illustrate this. Basically completed and of significant size, Ottawa, right? Western Michigan, I took you through that one. Stevens missed, I think, significantly there. Missed a target, I think, significantly there. Let's see. Yeah, I just showed you Marquette's one of them that's decent size. We showed you Bay, where the Stevens number was actually good. See, it's not uniform. That's what's made tonight challenging. You start saying, oh, she missed here, she missed here, she missed here. They add up. Oh, she hit this one. She hit that one. I mean, you are seeing those too. And again, she did for using our use of that Whitmer benchmark from 2018. She she did outperform dramatically Whitmer in Detroit. We did just get, I think this was in the last couple minutes, right? I think this might have been part of what we just, this one just came in though. I guess we did just get I clicked on it accidentally, but Berry County.
All right, we have a special guest here. We have a political pundit.
Hello, I don't see anything.
You don't see anything. I'm not really showing my... Well, here you go. I mean... I'm going to have to keep my camera off. You're not seeing anything. Let me see. Maybe.
Why are you going to keep your camera off?
Because I'm already sharing it on the...
You can't do both?
Yeah.
Does that mean we get money?
What that noise? I don't really know what the hell that noise means. Sometimes it does, but no, I don't think it does. I don't know what the fuck that means.
So how do I know what's happening?
I guess you gotta watch on YouTube.
That doesn't make sense, bro.
Man, fuck. Shit.
Okay, just to give you the benchmarks, 95%, decent size, not,
Sorry about that,
Hello?
sir.
Hello, is this headquarters?
Yeah, this is the headquarters.
Okay.
You can hear me?
The benchmarks.
I hear you on the ABC News. I don't see anything still.
Yeah, I don't know. You gotta watch it on YouTube, I guess.
Bro.
Dude, I don't know what to tell you. I've never done this before.
Okay, let's do this calmly. Okay, I'll open up ChatGPT. What are you doing right now?
I'm talking to you and I'm sharing my screen. And
You're streaming on what?
YouTube.
Oh,
Well,
you're streaming from
I'm using Streamlabs.
My friend is using Streamlabs
I'm listening to my stream.
to stream on YouTube, right?
Yes.
And you have a camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, you know
Does
what?
the stream
Hold
see
up,
me?
hold up. think I know how to fix it. Do you see my screen now?
I see your screen. I don't see you. Oh man, I wish those chats were with us.
Whitmer,
That's with the actual live
55,
stream, huh?
Yeah.
Who's winning?
18,
Oh, he's going by
Biden
county. My heart
52,
dropped. I was
Stevens
like, oh, he
50.
lost.
I mean, it's on the edge. A lot of these.
Look at
she
them
misses,
zoom in to say that
she's
he
missing something.
got 300
She's
more
hitting a
votes than
few.
her in like
And then
the Bumble
this
town
is where
of the panhandle of Michigan.
Yeah, so far he's been highlighting where she's winning. They obviously don't want our boy Abdul to win. Somehow she's winning the county with Dearborn.
Okay.
so
Okay,
many
you're in
demand
Streamlabs
where-
desktop, right?
Yeah. My
It
laptop.
says in the
My laptop is so hot right now. Like I literally I don't even think I could do this much longer.
current scene, click plus besides sources.
Okay.
Do you have that? It says select collab cam and then add source.
Okay.
And then double click the new collab cam source. And then start collab cam. And then you text me the link, copy the invitation link and text me. Or email it to me or whatever.
Yeah, I'll put it in the thing here.
That's not the thing you just emailed me, right?
No.
That's supposed to be old.
Yeah, I'm putting it in the chat for this freaking stream. Get it?
In the what chat? Oh, our Google Meet chat right now?
Yes.
Thank you, bro. I'll try it out.
where it's like, no, it's not 52, it's not 55. But then you could start saying, again, Whitmer didn't need 55 here to win. She probably only needed 50, she needed lower than that. Biden didn't need 50. He probably only needed 50 here if there was a uniform swing. So maybe there's a lot of counties where you find yourself looking at the numbers and saying that about Stevens. Like, it's not quite there, but maybe that's actually, that's a good example of it. Do we have others? But where else would be close to? Okay. I think Isabella County would be one, right? Yeah, here we go. Isabella County. Okay, outside again. Now this is a college county too, but let's just go through it. It was Whitmer. Whitmer got 55% of the vote here. Biden got 48. She missed it, right? So we've seen